You don't own me.
Something tells me she's got more than one cat. Figures you'd drive a Prius, get the hell out of America, and move to California to be with your own kind. How would you feel if we bombed your country? By the way, I'm from Chicago. But the tweets just kept getting meaner. I hope you slit your wrists and die. I'd been bullied before. In my elementary school, I was one of only 3 kids of color. Not only did I have bad hair, scoliosis, braces, acne, and a unibrow, I was also brown. But this was different. 1 week earlier, my life was different. I was just your average high school art teacher. On January 20th, 2017, our principal gave us permission to live stream the inauguration in our classrooms. Trump had threatened to deport 800,000 Dreamers and their families. Nearly half of my kids were undocumented, and I could feel the grief from their faces. A few minutes into the event, a student noticed a water gun on my desk, something I'd confiscated earlier. "Miss, you just squirt Trump!" The student exclaimed. Hoping for comic relief, I agreed, and my inner artist thought, why not create some performance art? And asked the student to record it for a future lesson plan. Then, feeling protective of my kids, I playfully said, "Take that!" as I sprayed my whiteboard with water. We all had a good laugh and returned to work. I posted the video to my Instagram for my friends to giggle about. I forgot about it until a week later when one night I curled up with my cat and checked my phone to find hundreds of messages on Instagram, Facebook, and my email. Confused, I tapped one email. "I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. You're gonna be fired." Underneath the message, a photo of myself and a link to a long Reddit thread. Moments later, I was watching my video, except someone had replaced the audio, making it seem like I was screaming, "Die, die, die," while squirting the water gun at the president. My jaw dropped. My heart paused. What? Wait, who the hell did this? As I continued scrolling, I saw my salary, license plate number, my parents' home address all exposed. Panicking, I called my friend, a police dispatcher. "Stay calm," she said. Reply saying, "I feel threatened. Stop. Tomorrow, go to the police." I followed her directions and I shut down all my social media accounts. Being 27 and invincible, I reluctantly shut my eyes and went to bed, not realizing the water was deeper ahead. The next morning, before I went to the police, I visited my principal, planning for a little damage control. I was told to wait. I jittered my legs for over an hour. When she finally walked in, she handed me a document, written in bold, "Temporary probation. We are aware of a video on YouTube." It's on YouTube? I froze, Feeling the world spin around me, the oxygen seemed extinguished from the room, replaced only with white noise. A police officer was suddenly escorting me across town to a foreign building. Riding up a steel-plated elevator, I entered a dimly lit room when two men in suits flashed their badges. Homeland Security and Secret Service. Miss Modi, have you ever been diagnosed with any mental illnesses? I've suffered from depression, but I take medicine. Miss Modi, do you have any knives? I have a Rachel Ray paring knife in my kitchen. Miss Modi, how many guns do you own? I don't believe in guns. But you believe in water guns? Yes, sir? Miss Modi, are you a member of ISIS? I don't even know what ISIS stands for. How would your parents feel if you assassinated the President of the United States? I would never do that. I foster kittens. Answer the question, Miss Modi. They would be shocked, disappointed. They raised me better. That was the moment I broke down crying. My Hindu parents, so humble and compassionate, bestowed on me the same values. In stark contrast, that falsified video showed me as anything but. I felt like I betrayed them. And I was still thinking, I never said those words. This is ridiculous. In the days that followed, the school district received 1,923 calls demanding my termination. 90% of those calls was from a small town in South Carolina, now known for the neo-Nazis. My lawyer confirmed no such calls came from my students, parents, or community members. My kids even organized a petition to get me back in my classroom. For the next 2 weeks, that falsified 5-second video played repeatedly on ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN. On YouTube, the video surpassed 700,000 views. Articles appeared in the New York Times, Washington Post, and international newspapers, all questioning my sanity. I made the decision early on to ignore the press and the media. Hate was not going to destroy my self-worth. My parents worried about my safety, so I temporarily moved back home. But when Fox News heard, they camped their news van outside my parents' house. A place that was meant to provide comfort now felt like solitary confinement. With purpose removed from my daily routine and without any social media accounts, I felt isolated from humanity. Ironically, 2 months earlier, I gave a keynote presentation at a statewide conference. The topic, how to use Instagram in your classroom. Now, in the eyes of the public, I was teaching my students how to assassinate the President of the United States. I wanted to defend myself, but my lawyers recommended I stay quiet to defuse the story. I was in a strange predicament in which I felt like my career was breaking up with me, but I still wanted to be friends. Although only a week passed before my principal cleaned out my homey classroom and told me to pick up my boxes, the school district was more concerned with public appearance than sticking up for an award-winning teacher. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that this was a district that I no longer wanted to represent. So with my pending trial, I settled. I needed to take control of something while my life was falling apart. So I did what any logical person does after a breakup. I surrounded myself with cats. Instead of having 18 students in my classroom, I've been able to foster 18 kittens since Trump has been in office. If I could turn back time, my actions would have been the same, but my privacy settings would have been different. I learned that when it comes to the internet, we are guilty even if proven innocent. I've chosen to see the silver lining of these events. I was able to teach my students the lesson of the century. The internet is forever. I now filter what I post and carefully control who can view it. Although these tools are not new, they're easy to ignore. Most of us post habitually, not weighing the repercussions of pressing that tiny little button. The other silver lining, I decided to create my own career. Combining my strengths and passions, I started my own business. I'm a ladypreneur. Now I create custom watercolor pet portraits. I teach workshops and foster kittens through Dallas Pets Alive. I can't imagine a career more me. I live freely and compassionately doing what I love. No one can take my talents away from me. And who knows, I may even move to California to be with my own kind.